Greetings, Dexter Jemerson, and my presentation is called Strengthening Organizational Cybersecurity Against Social Engineering Attacks. So one of the first things that I want to do is introduce my topic. Cybersecurity threats increasingly exploit human vulnerabilities. So we, within the past several years, cybersecurity attacks have been increasing. And a big reason is because humans are proving to be the most vulnerable. So, meaning that, you have user fatigue, right? So a lot of people are just becoming lazy when it comes to best practices for cybersecurity. So using weak passwords, being very loose with information. So becoming vulnerable to phishing attacks. You have people, sending PII over unsecure sources, or leaving confidential information present on the screen, on a laptop screen, not logging off the computers. Things like that are really resulting in increased cybersecurity attacks within organizations. In 2022, the FBI recorded 800,000 cybercrime complaints, and a lot of those complaints were caused by social engineering attacks. So you have phishing, you have spear phishing, you have your malware attacks. There's several things that are leading to this huge number. And one of the most important things is that I want to emphasize in this topic is the organizations must address the human aspect of cybersecurity in order to really get a push forward to improving their cybersecurity programs. So human vulnerabilities are are the weakest link within the program. Cybersecurity or hackers, they exploit things such as trust, right, urgency, and authority to gain access to information. So, for example, spear phishing, right, where you have a user that receives the email from a known source, and because they trust that this person has the right intentions, they divulge information that they shouldn't. And also authority. So you might have a figure of authority who says, hey, I need this information by X, Y, and Z, or you'll get in trouble. And that person does it because they figure, well, this is the top level manager, and if he's requesting it from me, then I have to, give him the information. And there's a case study that was talked about in my paper, but in 2020, Twitter was hacked, and they were hacked because employees were experienced a spear phishing attack. So that caused a huge mess. Some of the challenges in traditional awareness programs that people are just becoming fatigued with training. People hear the same thing over and over again, and they just maybe they do it one time, but after that, people, unless they're being forced to create strong passwords, they tend to create passwords that are easy to remember. A one size fits all training method is also another challenge that programs face, where they don't adapt the training to the organization. So organizations that, depending on their role, they need to have adaptive training. Proposed methodology, so making sure training is personalized for that organization or for that individual, based on their behavior. Gamification, so making sure training is interactive and making sure they continue that trend. This concludes my paper. Thank you. Or this concludes my presentation. Thank you.